After I saw the reaction and I read what people had to say about it, I most definitely saw what went wrong. Like, I just felt so stupid. The fact that I would offend other people or hurt other people was definitely not the intent.
Tension is rising beneath the velvet ropes of high fashion, with whispers growing louder that the Kardashian-Jenner family could be kicked out of the 2025 Met Gala. It's a jaw-dropping turn of events for reality TV's premier family. The most intriguing part? Word has it that ASAP Rocky, who was just appointed to the Met Gala board, might be the one to lock the door. But why would he want to restrict such high-profile visitors from the biggest night in fashion? And is Rihanna supporting him? The solutions lie in a convoluted history of old grudges, former romances, and problematic friendships. There's an undercurrent running through Hollywood that something major is about to happen. For years, the Kardashians have used the Met Gala as a venue to showcase jaw-dropping gowns and garner worldwide attention. But today, the atmosphere is unsettling. Could a deep-seated rivalry be the final push that keeps them off that coveted guest list? Rumors of a Kardashian blackout at the 2025 Met Gala didn't arise out of thin air. Industry insiders say that ASAP Rocky's influence has risen ever since he joined the planning committee. Traditionally, only a few privileged individuals retain true power behind that glittering affair, people with the status and connections to dictate exactly who walks the red carpet. ASAP is apparently one of those voices. The main question is, why would he direct his newfound authority at the Kardashian-Jenners? One argument is that he has a personal score to settle, motivated in part by Rihanna's own past with the family. The duo is an indisputable power. Rihanna's groundbreaking approach to fashion has earned her global renown, while ASAP's entry into the economic side of haute couture has given him new influence. If there's ever been a moment to stretch that power, it's now. Still, the Met Gala allegation is merely a symptom of a wider story, one that started years ago and involves Kendall Jenner's history with ASAP Rocky, as well as Rihanna's. Strong opinions on who deserves to be at the top of the fashion food chain? Rewind to 2016-2017, when Kendall Jenner was carving out a path as a model, breaking away from the family's reality TV persona. But the headlines? It wasn't just about runway glory. It was about Kendall Jenner's suspected affair with ASAP Rocky. The two were photographed together in Paris at Coachella, and even shared a few picture opportunities that made the internet buzz with suspicion. During that time, Rihanna was also close to Rocky, and some believe their relationship was more than cordial before Kendall entered the picture. Others think Rihanna was simply protective of her buddy and wanted to keep turmoil out of their circle. Either way, Rihanna apparently wasn't amused watching Kendall and Rocky get intimate. It all culminated when viewers caught Rihanna and Rocky exchanging significant side-eye during one of Kendall's runway walks. Memes flew, and some wondered if there was more to those stares than anyone was letting on. But that was merely the beginning. Beyond runway glances and reported jealousies, these tensions grew deeper whenever other significant personalities like Chris Brown entered the picture. If you track the timeline of Rihanna's history with Kendall, you'll notice a pattern of thrown shade and subtle barbs. For instance, there was a moment during a high-profile fashion event when Rihanna apparently made sarcastic comments about Kendall's appearance. It was a low blow that raised eyebrows and set social media ablaze with speculation. People couldn't help but scrutinize the moment, with some calling it unnecessary shade, while others saw it as further evidence of the long-standing animosity between the two. Going further back, there's the infamous episode concerning the Victoria's Secret fashion show, an occurrence that still lingers in the minds of fans. Kendall had jumped into a space previously filled by a well-known British model, a move that raised suspicions of favoritism and business politics. But what truly added fuel to the fire was Rihanna's abrupt cancellation of her performance at the very last minute. While she never openly mentioned it was about Kendall, admirers quickly pieced things together and drew their own conclusions. Some assumed Rihanna was staging a silent protest against the decision, subtly throwing shade without uttering a word. Though Rihanna never publicly verified these predictions, the timing was enough to raise eyebrows and ignite conversations throughout social media. Through all these run-ins, one thing has always been clear. Rihanna has never been the sort to hold back. Whether through cryptic tweets, scathing online responses, or striking facial expressions that say it all, she has consistently made it known when something doesn't sit well with her. Over time, it became evident that she wasn't exactly vibing with Kendall, her approach to fame, or the wider controversies that tended to accompany her famous family. The Kardashians? Kardashians have long been accused of cultural appropriation and using their influence to reshape business norms in ways that haven't always been welcomed. This merely deepened the divide between Rihanna and Kendall, making it evident that they exist in different worlds. A key aspect of this feud is Kendall's lifelong friendship with Chris Brown, a connection that has always carried a certain level of notoriety. Chris and Rihanna's past remains one of Hollywood's most iconic scandals, a romance that ended in a whirlwind of surprising headlines and left Rihanna's fans intensely protective of her. Despite this, Kendall was often seen hanging out, with Chris attending his parties and casually uploading images that showed a comfortable and continuous friendship. While Kendall certainly never thought much of it, Rihanna's followers felt differently. To them, Kendall's connection with Chris came across as insensitive, a display of contempt for a traumatic period in Rihanna's life. This clash of social circles merely reinforced the split, adding yet another layer of tension to their tangled history. It was no longer just about Rocky or the runway. It was now about an old hurt that Rihanna would never entirely forget. For years, the fashion industry has watched as tensions simmered between Rihanna and the Kardashian-Jenner family. While there have been periods of civility, underlying grudges have lingered, and now it appears that things are reaching a breaking point. At the foundation of this story lies more than just personal conflicts. There's a much broader issue: looming cultural appropriation. The Kardashian-Jenner family has long been accused of cherry-picking trends, traditions, and cultural aesthetics for business, without fully appreciating or honoring their deeper meaning. Whether it's adopting specific haircuts, capitalizing on fashion fads rooted in oppressed communities, or launching entire business ventures, critics have regularly called them out for their lack of authenticity. One of the major incidents that revived this topic was Kendall Jenner's tequila company, 818. When she created the company, many believed she had simply jumped onto the premium tequila bandwagon without any genuine connection to or appreciation for the heritage behind it. Given that tequila holds significant cultural and historical value in Mexico, critics didn't hold back in expressing their dissatisfaction. The response was rapid and fierce, with social media users scrutinizing every blunder she made while advertising the product. It was pointed out that Kendall's brand felt like yet another example of a wealthy celebrity profiting off something they didn't fully understand. For Rihanna, this kind of superficial brand building isn't just annoying, it's exploitative. Rihanna has always taken enormous pride in her Caribbean background, and throughout her career, she has made it a point to promote and uplift her culture. From the way she mixes Caribbean influences into her songs to how she reflects her heritage through fashion and commercial activities, Rihanna has constructed an empire centered on authenticity. So when she sees people like Kendall Jenner cashing in on cultural trends without genuine appreciation for where they come from, it's clear why she'd have a problem with it. But this is just one example. Over the years, these episodes of cultural insensitivity from the Kardashian-Jenner family have piled up, generating a long list of grievances for Rihanna. For her, this isn't just about a personal grudge, it's an issue of principle. She has worked hard to carve out a niche in the industry that prioritizes realness, originality, and cultural understanding, while Kendall's family is frequently perceived as the opposite, a group of influencers who move from one fad to the next without much consideration. Now, the rumor mill is working overtime, predicting that Rihanna and ASAP Rocky may use their influence to prohibit the Kardashians from attending the 2025 Met Gala. If this report turns out to be true, it would be a headline-making power move that could shake up the fashion world in a huge way. For years, the Met Gala has served as an iconic platform for the Kardashian-Jenner family. Each year, they arrive in some of the most provocative and talked-about outfits, using the event to reinforce their status in the fashion world. The Met Gala has provided them with the chance to rub elbows with famous designers, celebrities, and industry insiders, further solidifying their presence in high fashion. So the thought that they could be barred from such a prominent event would be a major statement. Not just about personal drama, but about a potential shift in power within the design business itself. Still, it's unclear whether these reports hold any truth, or if they're simply internet whispers fueled by persistent speculation. could Rihanna genuinely be that annoyed by Kendall and her family's behavior that she'd go as far as to prevent them attending fashion's biggest night? Or is this just another inflated story that thrives on the never-ending fascination with the Kardashians? One thing is certain. When Rihanna decides she's done with someone, she doesn't hold back. She's not the type to manufacture a friendship for the sake of appearances. If she feels strongly about something, she's going to make her viewpoint known and stand by it. Combine that with ASAP Rocky's newly earned authority in the fashion industry, and the Kardashian Jenners could be facing an unexpected fashion faux pas of historic proportions. If Rihanna and ASAP Rocky do, in fact, have the power to alter the Met Gala's guest list, the Kardashians could find themselves on the sidelines, while the rest of Hollywood glides past the paparazzi and into one of the most exclusive events of the year. Imagine the irony. The very family that has been notorious for creating Met Gala news year after year, suddenly being left out of the spotlight. The discourse surrounding the potential exclusion of the Kardashian-Jenner family from the 2025 Met Gala would be a surprising turn of events, one that would mark a significant shift in Hollywood's power dynamics. But the real question remains: will the Met Gala organizers allow this to happen? Despite their recent troubles, the Kardashians continue to attract enormous media attention wherever they go, and their presence at the Met Gala guarantees headlines. The Met thrives on spectacle, and the Kardashian-Jenners, if nothing else, are professionals at providing just that. If they were to be excluded from such a prestigious event, it would spark serious doubts about whether Rihanna and ASAP Rocky genuinely held that level of influence, or if it was simply an inflated storyline concocted by fans and gossip bloggers. Their exclusion would be a bold move, and the question of who truly holds the reins at the Met Gala would be thrust into the spotlight. Even if this exclusion doesn't materialize, the tension between Rihanna and Kendall Jenner isn't expected to dissipate anytime soon. Their disagreements go far beyond personal grievances, as there's a fundamental disparity in how they approach celebrity, fashion, and cultural representation. Rihanna has always positioned herself as a trailblazer, staying loyal to her roots while promoting authenticity. In contrast, Kendall and her family have often been accused of capitalizing on whatever trends are profitable at the moment, without much regard for the cultural significance behind them. This clash in ideologies has been a persistent source of friction between the two, and it's clear that their rivalry is fueled by deeper, long-standing issues. At this point, no one can say for certain how this rivalry will unfold. These are still just allegations, fueled by years of tension and numerous public run-ins. However, if even half of these stories are true, the 2025 Met Gala is shaping up to be the most talked about event of the decade. It's not just about who will show up, but who might be turned away at the door. The stakes have never been higher, and the anticipation surrounding this year's gala is only increasing. So, where do you stand on this supposed feud? Are Rihanna and ASAP Rocky genuinely ready to step into the role of gatekeepers at the Met Gala? Or is this all just another overhyped swirl of speculation that will fizzle out before the big night? Whatever the situation may be, one thing is for certain: Hollywood's most convoluted feud is far from over. Buckle up, because the next chapter in this drama might be just around the corner.